World War III has now officially started. NATO has now officially confirmed that they have now entered into World War III. And honestly, this is the one thing that we've been really worried about. Just take a look at what the European Union warmongers have now officially confirmed.
The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air, together with others. Europe must do the heavy lifting. But to support peace in our continent and to succeed, this effort must have strong US backing.
I mean, they've already entered the war. NATO has now confirmed that they have entered the war against Russia. And Russia is now being supported and backed up by China. And these two are like one of the most powerful countries in the world, which are now going against the entire Europe. Now, we have just received the new World War III map. Now that the NATO has initiated the World War III, it seems like European Union and all the countries in it, which includes Mexico, Canada, and Greenland, as well as a bunch of different countries in the European Union, are now going against Russia, China, and Iran. Three of the most powerful nations in the world, and Russia has the most deadliest nuclear warheads. And there is absolutely no way that NATO or the European Union is going to be winning this war against China, Russia, and Iran. To which they very stupidly also announced that the United States need to back up NATO nations and the European Unions in order to join in World War III. This is something that Trump wants to back out of, due to which he has now decided to get America out of NATO nations. Now, this is what Trump had to say about the speech that was given in the European Union's conference, where they said that USA is going to be a major part of this war that they have just started. And this is the response that Trump had to say.
Everybody has to get into a room, so to speak, and we have to make a deal. And the deal can be made very fast. It should not be that hard a deal to make. It could be made very fast. Now, maybe somebody doesn't want to make a deal. And if somebody doesn't want to make a deal, I think that person won't be around very long. That person will not be listened to very long because I believe that Russia wants to make a deal. I believe certainly the people of Ukraine want to make a deal. They've suffered more than anybody else.
So it seems like Trump is saying that Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, is not going to be around for very long. I don't know whatever that means. And he also says that Russia now wants to make a deal with America. Now that America is backing out of NATO nations, this also means that there could be a massive change in terms of what America is going to be joining next. We never know. Maybe if they end up getting dollars into BRICS nations, then we might also see America joining the BRICS nation and becoming one of the most powerful unions in the entire world.
President Zelensky supposedly made a statement today in AP. I'm not a big fan of AP, so maybe it was an incorrect statement, but he said he thinks the war's going to go on for a long time. And he better not be right about that. That's all I'm saying.
And guess what, guys? After European Union has now officially announced that they have now entered into World War III with Russia and China, just a few hours ago, Putin just activated his submarines, which carries one of the most deadliest missiles and nuclear warheads. And just a couple hours ago, it seems like this was the first ever missile strike that has been started off with the World War III, man. It seems like Russia is going all in. Russia's monster missiles that target British arms shipment. And this happened after the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, provides Zelensky with a 2.26 billion loan, where Putin responds with a missile strike. It seems like they've been sending in a lot of ammunition in order to provide for the war. And on March 1st, Russia fired 2 Iskander-M ballistic missiles at the cargo ship in Odessa. And they completely destroyed these ships, and they contained a lot of worth of ammunition, body armors, and a lot of missiles, and a lot of basic stuff that is required in order to fight Russia and this World War III vengeance that they're going in for. And it seems like the entire ship was now sunk by 2 missiles that Putin has now officially struck. Now, it already seems like World War III has already started, and there is absolutely nothing we can do as of now that's going to be stopping it. And the best thing, and Trump has already announced that he's going to be backing out of this war and he's not going to be part of it. And this is what the warmonger Zelensky has to say about World War III that he has just started.
That President Trump, will withdraw from NATO, for example. This is a decision of the United States. I'm simply saying that if it does, Putin will destroy Europe.
That's true.
calculate the size of army in Europe.
That's true.
It's just that I say it for a reason.
I mean, if you knew this already, you shouldn't have gone in for the war. You should have just taken the peace treaty. And just because he thought that America was going to back him up, just because they were already part of NATO nations, so he can basically convince the NATO nations. And since America is already part of NATO, they will have absolutely no choice but to join this war. And that's obviously going to give them at least a standing chance against Russia. And that's what the main plan was. But right now, it seems like Donald Trump is actually getting America out of NATO nations. So that's going to leave the entire European Union against Russia, China, and Iran. And this is what he says.
Do the calculation. Why did Hitler conquer all of Europe then? Almost. Just count, remember, his armies of millions. Calculate what Europe has. What are the largest armies? We have the largest army. The Ukrainian army is the largest in Europe. The
Not
second
anymore.
place after us is 4 times smaller than us.
I think Putin almost destroyed
France.
everything
Yes.
you've got.
200,000? I think the French have about 200,000. We have 980.
And he does realize that they don't have enough fire support. They don't have enough army in order to fight against a country like Russia, which is known to be one of the most powerful nations in the entire world. And obviously, a lot of people have been agreeing with this, but then there are still some people that still support Zelensky, but they have no idea what's actually coming. This man alone has now officially started World War III. And just a couple hours ago, Canada took their first strike against America, but not in a lethal way, but they have now officially attacked America in a financial way. Now, this is something that I think Trump is to be blamed about this whole situation, because he increased the tariffs on Canada, and now it seems like Canada has completely banned every technology and all the IT sectors from the United States, and it seems like it's going to be the case all over the European Union as well.
Also, starting today, all U.S.-based companies will be banned from taking part in government procurement. Every year, the province and its agencies spend about $30 billion on procurement, alongside our more than $200 billion plan to build infrastructure. U.S.-based businesses will now lose out on tens of billions of dollars in revenues.
Damn.
They only have President Trump to blame. I'm also urging all 444 municipalities to do the same. And I'm thrilled to see some are already stepping up.
It seems like all the European Union, all those nations are already stepping up in order to ban American companies. I mean, that's going to be a massive, massive billions and billions of dollars of loss for America. And that's going to leave a lot of people with unemployment. A lot of people that have migrated to America, they're going to be unemployed and they need to go back to their nations. And if that happens, Americans themselves are going to lose jobs. All the IT sectors are completely going to crash. Stock markets are going to crash. Nobody's going to be able to get paid. There will be no companies running. There will be poverty, and a lot of bad stuff is going to be happening. It seems like this is the beginning of financial attack on America.
For example, Mayor Patrick Brown in the city of Brampton and many other cities. As part of this government-wide procurement ban, we're going one step further. We're ripping up Ontario's contract with Starlink.
Wow.
It's done. It's gone.
They have removed Starlink. Damn, that was like, I think, $500 billion project, and now they've just ripped it apart.
Award contracts to people who enable and encourage economic attacks on our province and our country, alongside federal tariffs and the measures my fellow premiers are bringing forward. This Team Canada's opening response.
It seems like Doug Ford just canceled Elon Musk's Starlink contract and banned all the United States companies from government contracts in response to Trump's economic war with Canada. Now, it's not just Canada. Trump has also been commenting on stuff about the BRICS nations, where he says that, if you're part of BRICS and any nation that's part of BRICS, if you want to trade with America in the future, we're obviously going to be tariffing you with 100% tariffs so that you can never trade with us ever again. And if you want to, then you will obviously need to leave BRICS and come back and use the United States States dollars, and that's the only way I'm going to trade stuff with you. And that really pissed off a lot of people in the BRICS nations. And obviously, that's one of the biggest reasons why Russia doesn't want to, truly become friends with America at this particular situation. Now, obviously, we don't know, things might change. Now that World War III has started with the entire NATO nations and European Union against Russia, and now it seems like Putin is making a new deal with America. This could actually lead to something that none of us have ever expected.
First, we will keep the military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now.
Why would you want to do that stuff? I mean, it's just completely unnecessary. You could just take the peace treaty.
We agreed that any lasting peace must ensure Ukraine's sovereignty and security, and Ukraine must be at the table. Third, in the event of a peace deal, we will keep boosting Ukraine's own defensive capabilities to deter any future invasion.
It seems that's something that's definitely going to leave Russia pissed off. I don't know why they want to keep interfering in wars that they are not supposed to interfere. And that has now officially started World War III. And this is going to be affecting a lot of different nations. And if you're a Christian, then you would obviously know that the Bible already warns us about this. Because in Bible, you'll actually see in Matthew chapter 24, verse 6 to 7, where Jesus talks about the end times before his second coming. Something that he has already foretold us about the things that we humans are going to be witnessing, where he says that you will hear wars and rumors of wars, but see to it that you are not alarmed. Such things must happen, but the end is still to come. Nations will rise against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. And guess what's happening around the world right now? There is so much earthquake going on all over Greece, all over different parts of the world, and we have volcanoes erupting and so many biblical prophecies that have already come true. Take, for example, this clip. Let me just share from one of my previous videos where I explained about all the prophecies that have officially now come true. Now, the first trumpet basically states that when it is blown, green grass and 1/3 of the trees are going to be completely burned up. And this was mentioned in Revelation chapter 8, verse 7. And just take a look at what's already been going on in the California fire, Los Angeles fire. Everything basically just burned down. Obviously, I know a lot of people are going to be saying it's just the American thing, it's not something that's happening all around the world. But you also need to take a look at what's actually happening in the Amazon rainforest.
Has been burning for 3 weeks, sending cities up to 1,700 miles away into darkness.
The thing that we're going to be seeing is that 1/3 of sea and river and waters are going to become blood red in color, and 1/3 of ships and sea life are also going to be destroyed. Euphrates River is completely drying up, which is also something that was already prophesied in Ezekiel's revelation. And it's not just that, we also saw deserts becoming forest, and there's also blizzard snowstorm all over the Saudi Arabia in the middle of deserts, which is something that just seems so impossible to happen. And we also saw rivers gushing out of deserts, which is also something the prophecy has stated. And the prophecy also says that water will be turning red blood color. And we are also seeing these things happen right now. And one of the most important things is that Israel has already announced that they are sacrificing the 5 red heifers, which is already revealed to Ezekiel in Revelations, where he got to see that Israel was indeed sacrificing 5 red heifers, and there will be a massive all-out scale war throughout the entire world because of this stuff. And then they're going to be building the 3rd Solomon temple, and after that the Jews believe that their Messiah is going to show up. But then in reality, according to Ezekiel, the Messiah that people have been waiting for is going to be the second coming of Christ. And now that you've seen that, you obviously know that everything that the scriptures has been telling us about the next world war is now officially here. And right about this exact time, you can also see that Euphrates River is now completely drying up, and there's new war starting up, and we have a pope that is currently suffering between life or death. And any moment there could be a news coming in about the pope passing away. And after that happens, the pope's prophecy already states that he's the final pope, and after him the Antichrist is going to be rising up and is going to be ruling this world. And obviously, if you take a look at all the prophecies and combine combine on what's really going on right now, it just seems like, everything that's prescribed in the Bible, that the things that's going to happen right before the second coming of Christ is currently happening right now, which means that we are currently in the tribulation period. And the only thing that we need to do as of now is get good with God and make sure that you and your family and people that you love are going to be saved. Because if you don't do it right now, I think we are really, really running out of time. And this is going to be our final time before everything ends and before the second coming comes up. And there will be no other choice. And we will never have the second chance once again. And if you want to know more truth about the Bibles and things that's currently happening in terms of prophecies and all of the archaeological proofs of all the things in the Bible that's being true, make sure to go ahead and check out my channel, because there are videos where I explain every single thing that you guys need to know about all the biblical contents as well as prophecies that have already come true. And if you guys want to stay updated with more content, which I'm not going to be posting on YouTube, which I'm going to be exclusively posting on my social media platform, which is on Instagram and Twitter. These are the two platforms where I'm going to be sharing some more details and some more exclusive content, which sometimes I don't usually share on YouTube, because YouTube is a place where I post content that's more in-depth into all the details and all the prophecies and some of the documentary stuff and podcast content. Those are the type of deep content that we go into on this channel. But then every single day I'm going to be posting more casual content on my Instagram as well as on my Twitter page. So make sure to go ahead, follow me there so that we can build a community where we can try to save as many people as we possibly can using the social media and AIs and all the stuff we currently have. And I've been seeing a lot of people in the comment section that have been saying that, why do you use AI? And if you follow Jesus, and you obviously know that these AIs are basically part of the devil and it's not something that you're supposed to use. And there's one thing I want to say to all of those guys who don't really have the need in order to use these AIs and technologies. Now, obviously, for someone like me who's content creator, these are some things that we content creators need to adapt to in terms of technology that is advancing. And if you don't do it, then obviously some of the videos that I'm posting will not have any footage in order to keep audience immersed when I'm giving them the official documentary and talking about the stories that just keeps them interested in all these videos that I post about biblical contents. So just imagine, for example, if I need to hire an animator in order to do all the things that an AI could do, that's going to cost me thousands and thousands of dollars. And if that's the kind of way that I need to work in order to help people know about the truth about biblical content and all that stuff, I think it's going to take forever and ever, because I don't have that kind of fund. So I am obviously needing to work with all the AI content that we have as of now. And these AI also cost a lot of money. I mean, they don't come cheap, because every single clip and every single video that you see is being played on my videos to keep you guys engaged in the content. Every 5 seconds clip actually costs me about 60 cents, which is a lot of money, because my videos are super long and I need to pay a lot of money in order to create all of these AI immersive content, which eventually takes me about hundreds of dollars in order to just make one video where I could spread the word of gospel and basically help a lot of people find faith in God. So I really hope you guys do understand why I'm using AI, because the world is filled with a lot of different things that has good and evil. So it's up to us to decide whether we want to use it for good or we want to use it for bad. Now, that doesn't mean that the AI in itself is something that's just born for destruction. You can obviously use it for good stuff, because I've been using my content in order to spread the word of God, and I'm using AI. And if you say that's bad, I would honestly say that I don't have the kind of money in order to hire animators to make a 30 minutes long video, because that is going to cost thousands of dollars. Yeah, with that being said, I really want to know your thoughts down below in the comments about the new World War stuff that's going on so far. I would really, really love to get into conversation with you guys in the comments down below. And yeah, with that being said, if you guys did go on and enjoy this video, if you want to support my channel, if you want to support my content, please just take a few seconds of your valuable time, drop a like on this video. Hope this video reaches out to more people. Share it with people that you love that would like to get into faith. And I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, take it easy, fams, and goodbye.